My name is Zvi Cantor. I am the founder of Cantor & Acol Law Firm, and I have 3 decades of global mobility experience.
Hi, my name is Professor Gadi Ravid, founder and VP academic in UIB Israel, researching, teaching, and practicing global mobility for more than 30 years.
Together, we have created a unique online course named Relocation 1.01, utilizing our combined vast knowledge in global mobility. I hope you will enjoy lesson number 1.
What is global mobility? Here's an example. Richard is a high-tech executive from Chicago, Illinois, in the USA. He is married with children and about to relocate to Mumbai, India, to oversee the construction of a new factory. His family requires visas, housing, school registration for the children, and shipment of all their belongings. Over 15 different professional people are required to process the family's papers and requests to ensure a soft landing. In their new home, they meet Jane, the housekeeper. Jane, also a mother of 2, is registered with an employment agency to work as a caregiver for elderly people in Israel. She is waiting for a job vacancy, a valid work permit, and flights. She also requires health insurance, a language course, and relevant training, and might not see her children for the next several years. Nonetheless, it took the same number of professionals to assist with Jane's relocation. Jane, Richard, and everyone who helped them move are part of the global mobility industry. Global mobility is the major economical, sociological, and political phenomenon of our time. It has an impact on all nations, generates major political forces, acts as an equalizer of technology transfer by industry giants, and touches all demographic layers. In plain words, since the dawn of time, humanity has migrated in search of food, shelter, and prosperity. However, if a century ago, men might have moved 50 kilometers from the village to the city in order to find work, today they travel 5,000 kilometers to different countries. This means that global mobility is a 21st century term that describes the process of employees and work immigrants physically moving around the world. The global mobility industry generates billions of dollars in revenue each year. This implies that if global mobility were a nation, it could be a G20 nation similar to South Korea or Australia on its way to becoming a G8 nation similar to the United Kingdom or Japan. Despite this, there is a severe shortage of both professional and educational programs, as well as approximately 3 million professional global mobility employees worldwide. More and more companies, both large and small scale, are expanding for a variety of reasons, and they need workers. More and more people are seeking employment outside the boundaries of their home countries, both legally and illegally, estimated at more than 50 million global movers each year. Moving employees to companies all over the world is a lengthy process that requires lots of money, preparation, paperwork, and up-to-date knowledge, as everything changes frequently. It's an expensive and complicated procedure, but if done correctly, it ensures the relocated employee's job retention. Countries require immigration and taxation legislation. Companies require a diverse range of professional staff, including HR, lawyers, bankers, movers, travel agents, ground services, medical insurance providers, welfare benefits, and social workers. Workers who relocate require adjustment to their new surroundings in terms of family, culture, and language. This 3-way relationship between countries, companies, and employees creates global mobility. And so, in order to relocate Richard and Jane, authorities and professionals from the United States, India, and Israel collaborated for several months at a cost of tens of thousands of dollars. This course, Relocation 101, introduces a framework for global mobility and provides you with the practical knowledge and information that you can use while making informed decisions that involve global mobility. The program's goal is to facilitate professional and academic training for all industries, service providers, businesses, governments, regulators, and academies. The course provides an overall description of the process and players with an in-depth look at the global arena. Let's talk about the people who move and relocate, and thus contribute to this phenomenon. The global mobility phenomenon is composed of several layers. Each differs from the others due to very simple characteristics such as profession, skills, and legality. We can identify the several major groups that shape each layer with variable numbers. However, because this subject is yet to be studied in depth, we will rely on educated industry estimates. Additionally, when discussing global mobility, we use professional terms such as home countries, the countries where people reside, leave from, or call home, and host countries, the countries where people move to and are hosted by. The top layer of the pyramid combines two groups. The first is estimated at approximately 3.5 million experts per year, and the second at approximately 5 million highly skilled employees. Those employees, mostly white-collar professionals like our Richard, are generally employed by companies that hire them for relocation and provide them with the necessary support services such as relocation assistance, salary, housing, medical insurance, food, work permits, and welfare. The main industries in this category are infrastructure, energy, high-tech, finance, government, and global NGOs. Most home and host countries have detailed laws and regulations for this group, which includes various quotas, proof of education, wage control, medical insurance, maximum duration, and additional requirements per country. The challenges in dealing with this group of specialists arises from their specific requirements, which are often unique and must be met in order for their relocation to be accepted. The middle layer includes various blue-collar groups of employees, which are estimated to number around 12 million people globally each year. These employees were, in many cases, recently recruited at their home countries for simple jobs, sometimes for a project or a season, and have basic skills. The classic industries for these employees are agriculture, construction, hospitality, food picking and processing, and caregiving, such as our Jane. One of the difficulties for members of this group is corruption. As there is a large profitable brokerage industry for these employees, they are often subjected to abuse through unethical recruitment. This can result in a lack of basic needs and welfare benefits such as housing, food, medical insurance, and social isolation. Many home countries and host countries have passed laws and regulations in recent years to protect the basic human rights of these employees. The bottom layer is composed of two major groups: job seekers and work migrants with no legal status, that is, the illegals, and refugees of all sorts, asylum seekers and evacuees with a pending legal status. It is estimated that globally there are over 60 million or more illegal job seekers and over 90 million refugees of all kinds. As an example, it is estimated that in the US alone, there are about 25 to 30 million undocumented illegal employees, and about the same number throughout the EU. They are mainly employed in the most basic jobs and suffer from severely abusive and unethical employment with minimum or no protection by the laws of host countries. The challenges for this group are immense. They require governmental aid and supervision, legislation, law enforcement, medical care, and all the infrastructure needed to ensure basic human rights. Refugees and illegal work migrants are at the center of global conflict and political movements and are considered a significant unknown force in global mobility. Do you remember Richard and Jane from the beginning of this lesson? Do you remember how many people were needed to help them relocate? This is a brief overview of the procedures, people, and chain of events involved in global mobility. The global mobility process is similar to a domino tiles route, in which each tile performs its function and then activates the next. And since domino is a game, let's talk about the players. There are many players in this game, and their roles may differ from one case to the next. The biggest challenge is connecting all the right players at the right time to ensure a smooth and successful process. In this course, we will provide you with the means to meet your needs by understanding the major players and their traditional roles. Yes, it's all about people, but it always starts with a need. A need that comes from a project or a job that must be completed, an employer who has a vacancy that must be filled, and a person, a potential employee, who is looking for work. The need is our starting point on this route. The second step is to set up the job terms and requirements so we can define what kind of employee we are looking for and what we can offer them. That makes the employee who wishes to take the job the second and most important player. The third step is the candidate search, which is conducted either by the future employer, dedicated HR companies, or digital applications. HR companies must understand and abide by the laws and regulations of the host countries in order to find the most suitable employee who will receive a work visa. The fourth step is to define the terms of employment, with the recruitment staff playing the most important role. The fifth step is to secure a work permit, which often requires issuing medical insurance and obtaining required documents, such as a passport, education certificates and proof of skills, background checks, police clearance, and so on. This is the most complicated step, involving a group of players: professional advisors, immigration and labor lawyers, CPAs, medical insurance consultancies, translators, apostille specialists, and more. The sixth step is the actual relocation and transfer. Everyone involved in the actual transfer is a part of it. The seventh, final, and one of the most important steps is providing the required and agreed ongoing ground services, such as housing, food, health services, transportation, local orientation, payment, human resource assistance, and more. It has a significant impact on productivity and efficiency. And most importantly, it helps keep the employees happy and secure in their position for a long period. A strong, informed, and skilled HR department is crucial for job retention. The final group of players are the outside observers, which includes academia, media, NGOs, and more. Each business faces competitors for the best recruits. We can give you the most appropriate knowledge so you can outperform your competition. The one word that best describes the future of global mobility is more. Due to labor shortage, we are bound to see more companies and more countries with more foreign employees of all kinds. Companies will offer more global mobility packages and hire more professional and blue-collar employees. There will be more home countries, more host countries, and more types of visas to suit the needs of various industries. As the industry grows, there will be more global and local suppliers and more people working in and for global mobility. Relocation 101 aims to provide you with extensive professional and academic knowledge, training, and practical tools for all sectors: governments and regulators, businesses and service providers, educational institutions, and academies. The Global Mobility International online course will provide you with all of the information you need on global mobility background and history, the global mobility process and players, and the different types of global mobility relocation. With this course, your company will have all of the resources and tools it needs to offer productive and fruitful relocation services to future and current employees and staff.